Hey everyone, it's Jordan. Welcome back to another video. Today is another what I eat in a day. Only this time I'm doing a little experiment. Yes, I'm doing like a human experiment on myself. Anytime I read about a new protocol or a new and like different way to eat, I'm always very intrigued. Reading a lot lately about food combining, which is a protocol in which you combine only certain food groups together as you're eating throughout the day in an effort to decrease bloating, improve digestion, just so that your body isn't spending a ton of excess energy on digesting. So you're basically simplifying digestion for your body. You've already seen me make my breakfast today, and one of the major principles of food combining is to have fruit first thing in the morning if you can, and have fruit by itself because fruit digests very fast. So when you mix it with other food groups that digest slower, that fruit can get slowed down, and then we've got fruit just sitting in our stomach trying to digest, and that can lead to gas and bloating. So I had a fruity spirulina smoothie this morning. You'll notice I didn't add any protein powder to it, which was like, I love my protein powder. So that was hard, but it tasted incredible. I followed a recipe, but tweaked it a little bit, so I will leave that down in the description below. Then I had a piece of avocado toast because fruit on its own, I don't find very filling. It's just very low in calories, but high in water content. So I felt full for probably like 2.5 hours. And then I had that piece of avocado toast. After you have your fruit, it's recommended that you have a starch next. So that sprouted spelt bread was my starch, and then starches pair well with fat. So that's why I had mashed avocado on my toast. I also mixed in some turmeric and some salt and pepper. That's my favorite combo because then you get in your little bit of turmeric every day, which is great for inflammation. So now it is around 1 o'clock, just almost 1 o'clock, and I'm just now getting hungry for lunch. Again, it's gonna be another starch-based meal, but with lots and lots of vegetables. So I just chopped up a ton of vegetables. They're all in this big mixing bowl. I have a whole eggplant, a zucchini, and a red onion chopped up in here, and I'm just gonna mix it together with some spices and throw it in the oven. We are adding some garlic powder. I would say about a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of salt, and some black pepper. That a big stir. I've already mentioned a few at this point, but the main principles, as I understand them, of food combining are that you should eat fruit on its own, if possible, first thing in the morning. Starches and protein do not go together. So that's the main thing to understand. Starch-based foods and protein-based foods should not go together or be eaten in the same meal because starches digest in around 2 hours, I believe, 2 to 3 hours, and proteins take the longest to digest at 4 to 5 hours. So when you're combining the two, your body's having to work really hard to differentiate those two things and to break them both down. Of course, we have the enzymes to do it. Our bodies are incredible and can do that for us on a daily basis. But if we really want to decrease the amount of energy that's going towards digestion, or maybe you're like me and that sometimes you tend to get bloated or digestion is just off and you really just kind of want to help your system out a little bit, it's really helpful to kind of almost just eat simpler, you know, like not have all these things mixed into one meal. Vegetables go with everything. So you can have starch in vegetables, you can have protein in vegetables, you can have fruit and vegetables. So vegetables are amazing. Again, vegetables for the win. You may be wondering about fats too, because I had that avocado toast. So even though avocado is a fruit, the majority of the avocado is fat. All foods have some carbohydrate, fat, and protein, but what's important is to recognize, okay, what does that food have the most of? An avocado is mostly fat. So starches and fats pair very well together. So avocado toast, perfect. Avocado, like guacamole and veggies would be amazing. Olive oil on a salad or as a dressing in like a big grain bowl, perfect. The only caveat with that, which I was kind of confused about for a while, was nuts. So nuts and seeds, even though they are fat, in food combining, they're considered protein. In an effort to really try to do this food combining thing, I'm not gonna have a tahini-based dressing with a starch-based meal. So I'm gonna keep all my nuts and seeds toward the end of the day for protein. And that's the other recommendation, is that you eat your protein towards the end of the day, since it does take longer to digest, and then you're gonna fast, obviously, after dinner all the way to breakfast, so that protein has plenty of time to digest. Another tricky one for us vegans, especially because we eat a lot of beans, is beans and legumes. So beans and legumes in food combining principles are considered protein, even though they do have starch or carbohydrate in them. I'm going to move my beans and legumes towards the end of the day, towards my protein-based meal, which means I still get to have my hummus and carrots towards the end of the day. Yes. You don't have to eat fruit, starch, protein. You could have fruit, a starch-based meal, and then another starch-based meal. So like today, I'm having a grain-based salad, but I could also tonight have a brown rice pasta with veggies and a sauce, or a potato salad or something like that. I was really trying to find videos and ideas for like what somebody eats in a day while food combining, and mainly I could only find like charts and examples, and so I thought it would be helpful just to like really try to eat a full day with food combining. And I'm new to it, so I may be messing some things up for any of you food combining experts out there. It's okay, you can correct me down below in the comments, but I really just want to see like how I feel and if it makes me feel better. Getting on with lunch, I've got my vegetables roasting in the oven. Side note, I really dislike eggplant. I just wanted to get it because it's in season along with zucchini, so I got it. And like I suggest in my 5 ways to eat more vegetables video, I chopped it up really, really small, and I'm gonna roast the heck out of it in the oven, and hopefully it'll taste good. Also gonna cook up some quinoa, and then we're gonna add some other herbs and some dressing. Jackson, what happened to your water bowl? I know, I'll get you some. Well, it is a cloudy and chilly, rainy afternoon here in July in Ohio. I am going to have a little treat that I made earlier. I also put a sweatshirt on because I'm like cold. Chocolate chia pudding that I made. I just whipped up a tablespoon and a half of chia seeds along with half a cup of unsweetened almond milk, a heaping tablespoon of raw cacao powder, a little dash of maple syrup, and what else? Oh, peanut butter. So it's actually chocolate and peanut butter chia pudding. So this goes really well with food combining because again, it's a nut or a seed, so it's mainly protein, and we're having it towards the end of the day before I have my protein packed dinner. I think I'm just gonna curl up and watch a show, eat this, and then it'll be time for dinner. Just getting ready to start dinner, and I thought I would give you guys an update on how I'm feeling so far about this whole food combining thing. I will say that I actually feel really good. I've had no digestive issues today. I felt pretty lean and good. My lunch was super filling. Like I probably could have even gone without the chia pudding, but that chia pudding was good. Definitely recommend that if you like something sweet in the afternoon. We are gonna be making some fajitas. I'm gonna be using this chipotle seitan. Seitan is super high in protein. Also some bell peppers, onions, and some black beans will all get thrown in there. Wouldn't wanna pair rice with a protein. We're making cauliflower rice. I've got some green bell pepper and some onions just getting nice and brown. I'm gonna give them just a little bit longer, then I'm gonna add the beans and the seitan. Now I'm gonna get started on the cauliflower rice. So we're just gonna add the cauliflower right to the heated pan. I am still loving this nonstick pan, you guys. Check it out, it's in my last video. I'll link it here. Onion powder. Whoops, jeez. Garlic powder. A little bit of dried coriander. Salt and pepper. And we just need to let that cook for probably about 5 to 10 minutes. It's raw cauliflower. I'm not using frozen. It will take a bit longer to cook. And I've got the pan on like medium heat. So it could take up to 10 minutes. You just want to make sure it's cooked through and doesn't have that raw cauliflower taste anymore. And add the seitan. It's already cooked, so it just needs to heat through. 1 can of rinsed and drained black beans. That concludes another What I Eat in a Day. This one covered food combining, and I wanted to let you guys know it's now a week later. After this one day that I filmed, I did continue to food combine and eat very similar foods for the next 3 days, but I have to be honest with you guys and tell you that I'm not really into it. So I didn't really notice that I felt better like digestion wise or energy wise. My skin didn't notice any changes, so that's kind of why I like to do these things, to see if they actually work. Now I think that it probably works for some people because there's so many people that, you know, swear by it and practice it and love it, and that's great, and that's just a testament for bio individuality. We're all different and thrive in different ways. I just wanted to let you guys know that I won't be continuing to follow food combining. It just got to be like where I was super duper hungry, like I wasn't full and I didn't feel satiated ever, and it also was a lot of prep work. I wasn't getting full from my breakfast. I had to like pack 2 breakfasts and pack lunch and then pack a snack and then have dinner, and it just, for my lifestyle, I'm more of someone that, because I have to do so much prep work for school and for work, I need like a big breakfast, a good lunch, and a good dinner. So that's just kind of how it worked out for me. But I really hope this was helpful for you guys. Maybe if you think it like resonates with you and you want to try it out, go for it, and hopefully this video gave you some meal inspiration. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of food combining, if you've ever tried it, what you think, or if there are any other like fad diets that you've tried that didn't end up working for you. I would love to know. All right, that's it, you guys. See you next week for another video. Bye.